Hey everybody, welcome to the training today. So I want to discuss how to install informational pages onto your site. As you may have noticed, throughout the months and years, sometimes Volusion's setup changes. Some of their templates will change, and of course the way we do things change right along with that. So I want to share with you guys specifically how to install your informational pages onto the site. And you know, it's your site may look a little bit different than this, but that's okay because what I share with you, the principles should work for most templates, and you guys should be able to do this. So the informational pages that I'm talking about would be your Contact Us page, your About Us page, your Returns page, and your shipping page. Those tend to be the pages that you need to make sure you really customize and change up a little bit. So those are the ones that we're going to talk to. Today's template site is this one right here. And what you're going to notice, and you may notice this yourself on your own site, is that on occasion you'll have a few of those pages already installed. In this case, we already have an About Us page here. We have a Contact Us page here. I don't see a Returns, and I don't see a shipping page. So likely you're going to have maybe one or two already installed on there, in which case you need to know how to edit those pages, and I'll show you how to do that. And then likely you'll have to install a few of your own, and that's okay too. So here we go. Let's first take a look at these pages. First of all, I'm going to click on the About Us page, and what I notice is the URL up here. Now I know this is kind of small, but this is the URL here at the top of the site. At the end, they've got this aboutus.asp, and that actually tells me if you see an aboutus.asp, and sometimes it'll look like this as well, it is likely that this page is edited within your site content. Okay, and let me show you where to find that. Since this has already been built for us and the link works down here, we just need to edit this section. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the dashboard of this site. Let me log in here, and I'll get to the dashboard. Here's the dashboard right here. And because it's in the site content somewhere, I'm going to go to Design and then Site Content. Okay? That's the path. Design and then Site Content. I'm going to click on that. And then I've got to search for this About Us page. It's going to be somewhere in this. You kind of have to scroll through, and generally I look at the page names over here. Remember, it was aboutus.asp. Well, you can see these different pages here. Look for the About Us one. That's the trick. So I'm going to scroll down this page. Oh, and there it is, lo and behold. Aboutus.asp. If I want to edit this section, I just simply come over here and I click the number 1 button, or the number 1 link right here, the blue link at the left. And then it'll take me here where I can edit this. So it works just like any word processor. I can come in here and say this is some information about our About Us page, etc. Okay. Now, today's discussion really isn't going to cover what kinds of things you're going to be wanting to put on this page, so we'll skip that. I teach about that elsewhere. I just want to show you where you can edit it. So if I come up here and hit Save now, which I've just done, I can go back out to the site and check it out, make sure that everything got edited okay. So I click over here, About Us, and sure enough, there it is. Okay. So we'll put a little check mark by the About Us. We got that done, right? Or a little X by it. So we're done with that. Okay, what about your Contact Us page? Well, so a lot of times, the way they've got it set up is if you click on the Contact Us link, it automatically redirects to an email client within the computer of the individual who clicked on the link. If I clicked on this link, it would take me directly to an email client. I actually prefer it not to do that. See, rather, I would have you click on the Contact Us and have it take you to an actual Contact Us page. So we should probably create a Contact Us page, which is what I'm going to do. This is generally how I do it. I go to Inventory and then Categories. And I'm just going to put in parentheses here, found in site content. Okay, I showed you how to do this. This one, we're going to create a new category page. Okay, so let's do that. So like I was saying, go to your dashboard and then go to Inventory and then Categories, which I've done here. We're going to add a menu item right up here at the top right. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And we're going to call this new menu item Contact Us, just like that. Okay? And at least temporarily, this is important, I'm going to select Show in Menu, and I want to make sure I put it in the, it's going to be either called Categories or Nav Menu 1. On this particular Volusion account, it's called Categories, but I need to make sure I show it in the template so I can easily get to it after I create it. Or sorry, show it in the menu. So I've selected that, and then I'm going to save it. Once I've saved it, it should have been created, so I can come back out to the website, and I'm going to find it in the menu. In this case, it's over here on this left-hand menu. Your menu might run across the top of your site, but regardless, you need to make sure it shows up here. Because what happens when I click on it is I get a URL up here at the top. And you should too. Anytime you're on any kind of a web page, it's going to give you the direct address for that individual page. See, I need to copy that URL. I'm going to highlight it up here, and I'm going to copy it. And I'm going to come down here, and if this template allows for it, it may not. But if it does, I'm going to edit directly here in the footer section. It doesn't look like it's going to. It's not letting me edit this the way I'd like to. Yep, it's not letting me edit it at all. So what I'm going to do, and again, if you don't feel comfortable with this, have your coach help you out with it. But I'm going to go into the dashboard. In fact, can I just recommend that you have your coach help you out with this? Because if you can't edit it yourself down there in the footer, I'd like to see your coach do this for you. You're going to go to Design and then File Editor. And this section of the site takes you into how to edit the code of your site, which is really great for people who know what they're doing and really potentially bad if you don't, because if you change code here in the file editor, you can really mess up the look and sort of dynamics and the way your site works as a whole. So you have to be super careful here. Have your coach do this for you if you've never done this before. I'm going to go to the template. It's template_267.html. That may be named slightly different depending on what template you're using. And I'm going to find the Contact Us section within this code. It's this big long list of code here. I'm going to search for Contact Us, and I actually found it right here. And currently, this is the link, right? That's the URL for where the current Contact Us link is sending us. I'm going to delete that part out, and I'm going to paste in that new URL that I just showed you how to find and save it. And when that happens, I should be able to go back to the site, and when I come down here and click on Contact Us, that actually takes me to a Contact Us page. Okay, so can we just be clear there, guys, that if you're editing something within the file editor, have your coach help you do that. I think it'll be safer. It'll ensure that your site doesn't have something really terrible happen to it because you accidentally messed up the code. Once I'm done with that, usually I'll go back to the categories section, and I'm going to remove the Contact Us from the categories. So I'm going to come here. I'm not going to delete it. I'm just going to remove it from the nav menu 1 or the category section. So I'm going to edit the Contact Us category, hit select in the show and menu section, and then save it. And that takes it out of that menu, but leaves it down in the footer, which is where we want to keep it. Okay. So that has been done, and that link now works for us really well. Now, we still need a returns page, and we still need a shipping page. And you'll notice it just, the way Volusion's working right now on this particular template, it doesn't give me a way to just come down here and easily edit this material, which is too bad. And when I say this material, I'm referring to this footer section. Depending on your template, you could potentially go and edit this section from this view right here, but a lot of them won't work. And so what I'm going to do in this case is I'm going to go put in the code for these new pages. So first of all, I'm going to create the 2 pages. So let's do that. I'm going to create it just exactly the same way we did before, through the categories. So I'm going to go inventory and categories, and I'm going to add 2 new menu items up here at the top right, like we did before with the Contact Us. That's where I'm going to add them. So I'm going to go add menu item, and we're going to call this returns. And I'm going to make sure I put it here in the categories section. Save. You're going to get to see me do this now 3 times, because I'm going to do it for the shipping page as well. Shipping, categories section, save. Okay, so now both pages have been created. And I can verify that at the top right. If I click on the window, it takes me out to the side, and I can click on my menu here, and sure enough, I've got a returns page and a shipping page here. Hopefully you guys see that okay. I'll just go ahead and circle it. Those 2 pages, 1 and 2, are listed there. Okay, so they've been created. Now I'm gonna take some steps to get them into my footer. Now, in theory, guys, you could leave them in your menu section here. Okay, I suppose if you wanted. I prefer to only have them in the footer, which is where I'm going to put them today. So here's what I'm going to do. Again, this is going to be a caution to you guys. If you don't know what you're doing with code, I would prefer you talk to your coach and have them do this part for you. I'm going to go settings. I'm sorry, design, and then, I'm sorry, not site content. Clicked on site content, design, and then file editor. Okay, this is where your code is. And I'm going to go to the template code over here. If you didn't see that, I clicked on that blue link right there. And this brings up all of the code for my template. And then I'm going to look down. If you remember on this template, I want to put these pages likely under info here. So I'm going to look for where the About Us was done. So what I do on my browser, and you should be able to do this too, I hit Command F or Control F, depending on whether you're using a Mac or a PC. And I'm going to type in About Us like this, and it immediately searches the current page that I'm on to find the About Us, which it looks like it did here. So let's make sure that's right. Yep. What you're going to notice here is the About Us is here, the My Account is here, and the Contact Us is right here, which would be representative of this, this, and this. So I know I'm editing the right part of the code. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy some of this code twice. I think I'm going to go ahead and get this one. And I'm not going to show you this in a lot of detail. I just copied this code twice, and I'm going to change these to, we're going to call this returns, and we're going to call this shipping. And I've got to get the URLs because these URLs right here aren't correct. These are the same for the contact us. So URLs are easy for me to find since I put them here in my menu. So here they are, returns page. Remember, when I go here and I click on returns, I get the URL right here, so I can quickly grab that, which I'm going to go ahead and do. Oh shoot, what page was that for? That was for the returns. And I'm going to copy it here. I know this is small, but that's what I'm going to do because that was number, so that worked. That was copied in there. And then I'm also going to go to the shipping page, which you'll notice the URL is just exactly the same. The only thing that's changing in these URLs is this part right here. It's 147 for this page. So I can copy that, and if I go back and look in the code again, I just have to change this one number to 147. If I lost you there and that all looks a little bit confusing, seriously, will you just let your coach do that part for you? It depends a little bit on your template, but we are more than happy to help you out with that because we don't want you to mess anything up there. Okay, hold on just a sec. I want to make sure I did that right. We got too many windows open. Get rid of that. Okay. So let's just let's find the about us here. Oh, I made a mistake. I needed to change the name right here. I left this part contact us. So let me change that. Okay, now I'm going to save it. And let's go back out to the site, and you'll see here, or you should see, notice that these got added correctly. So there's now a shipping page, a returns page, contact us, and about us, all right here. I'm going to go ahead and pull these out of the menu, because remember I didn't want these here. I want to leave them in the footer, but not in the menu. So really easy to do. Inventory, categories, and then I'm going to edit the returns page here. Remember, if I don't want it in the menu, I come here to show in menu, and I select, or I deselect. I just choose the select option there. That way it's not displaying in any menu. That was returns, and then let's do it on shipping as well, which is found right here. Change that to select and hit save. And that should do it. If I want to edit those pages now, because of course now we've created the pages, if we want to add content to them, you just go inventory categories, and you select. Oh, I'm sorry, my arrow wasn't pointing very straight. Right here, view list is where we're going to go, and that'll find all categories that have been created, even if they're not in your main menu there. And you'll find them all listed here. Right, you see all these? Your shipping is here, returns, contact us. Your about us isn't here because remember, about us was originally in your site content. But you could definitely edit all of these right here, and real easy to do. So I'm gonna, if I want to edit my contact us, I just click on 145 right here. That number may or may not be the same for you, but it'll be a number there on the left nonetheless. And then I scroll right down here to advanced info, and then right here under category description, this is where I do it. And I'm going to just repeat that several times for effect and save it. Obviously, you would put in your contact us information there. And I'll go out and view my site real quick to make sure that worked okay. And if I click on contact us now, sure enough, there's the information. Okay, so just to recap really quick, guys, what I did on this particular template is I first looked to see what pages needed to be fixed, right? I noticed the About Us page was already created, and also the Contact Us link was there too. If I go back to my notes here, I found the About Us in the site content, which you may be able to do as well on yours. But I actually had to create new category page for the Contact Us, and I had to do that for these two as well. So I had to create new category pages for each. And then I changed the link. This one I just simply changed the URL in the code, right? Because that was already created. These two, I actually had to manipulate the code to actually get them to show up in the footer. I really wish it were easier on Volusion to do that. It's not. And as I've said before, and if you don't feel comfortable getting into the code, please don't. Let your coach help you. It's easy for them to do, or it's easy for our design department to do, and we can do it in a way that'll ensure that there's not big mistakes made on your site. I have seen clients mess with their code in the past and change something that drastically altered the look of their site, and then we couldn't figure out how to fix it. So if you're not comfortable in that kind of a setting manipulating code, please don't. Let us help you out instead. Okay? All right, guys. Well, that's it for how to set up the actual structure of your category pages on that particular template. I think the template we were working off of today, actually, I'm not sure which one it is. Let me just look that up just so you know. Design, let's see, themes. These days, Volusion calls them themes, not templates. Looks like this one is called minimal. So that's the one we were working off today. Whether it's minimal or some other theme, what I showed you is going to work similarly. It just may look a little bit different depending on the theme. Okay? All right, everybody. Well, I hope that helped. Good luck working on your your informational pages, and make sure you ask your coach for help if need be. We'll see you next time.